Are you serious? Are you serious about achieving your goal? If you're serious about achieving your goal, then you need to be looking at the numbers. So if you're looking at losing weight, are you tracking what you're eating? Are you tracking how much you exercise, your steps, what those calories burn look like, what the calories intake is? Like, you need to be looking at the numbers. Um, Trying to attain a goal when you're stuck in your emotions means you feel like you're doing the right thing, but you actually don't know if you're doing the right thing. So, like, you need to move into the logical mindset and say, am I actually serious about this goal? This is like devil's advocate. The same goes for relationships. Are you serious about a relationship, or are you just hoping that this relationship will be successful? Because the hope without knowing what actions to look for can lead you to being played and hooking up with someone who is not invested like you are. So if you're overly invested, how do you know if someone else is invested? You need to go more into your logical mind and ask yourself, what signs am I ignoring? And be able to ask the hard questions, like you're showing up at the bank and asking for a $1 million loan. Like, what are you going to be asking? You know, what's going to be asked of you if you're asking to look for a loan, or so if you're looking to put your money in a bank. Like, you're going to be asking these questions. So when you don't treat yourself like an investment, then you treat yourself very light and like filler yourself, right? Like, you're not taking yourself seriously. Means that you may not be taking the other people seriously, and it's because maybe you don't have enough experience on what to look for. And so what can help this is when you're looking for potential partners, you're looking at compatibility, not just if you're attracted to them or if they're charming, but real compatibility. Are you looking to see if you're on the right path? You know, and so if you haven't figured out where you want to be and what path you want to be on, that's probably not a great period of time to be in a relationship, because you haven't figured yourself out. And if it's challenging for you to ask hard questions and know what to look for, this I would get more information on. Because if you're just going based off, we have conversation, I find him attractive, he finds me attractive, like that chemistry thing, that is very superficial, and that is not going to lead to any sort of long-term invested relationship. It's going to lead to casual energy. It's going to lead to evasive energy. And so the more you can invest information, like finding the information about that person before you give of yourself, that's going to lead you to a long-term relationship, as opposed to just someone who is trying to fill time. Okay, so like, and same with like your goals. If you're looking to lose weight and you're like, I'm not losing weight, be realistic, because there are times when, it was easier maybe when you're younger, or maybe your life was different before, and you're wondering why maybe now later on in life you're like, I'm gaining weight. It's not as easy to lose it as it was before. But looking at the difference in lifestyle can help you figure out what's going on. And using age as an excuse, I don't like that, because it's like there are people who are like 80 who are built and healthy and agile and flexible, right? So like, we can't use age as an issue. And so like, if your hormones are going off and you're tired all the time, then we've got to look at, why are you tired? And why are your hormones off? Instead of just jumping and to conclusions like it's premenopausal, or it's even looking at there are times like people, you could be pre-diabetic and not realizing that you're pre-diabetic, because you don't have, people associate diabetes with a lot of weight gain around the waist, but that doesn't always have to be the case. And so when you're looking for certain signs that seem obvious, you could be missing underlying issues that are preventing you from getting the goal that you want and being successful. And so, looking at, I had to look at when I wanted to lose weight, like the calories I was taking in. And then I also had to look at, so even if I'm in my calorie count, I was experiencing, like, whenever I ate something that was sugary and or carbs, like high in carbs, like I would get swollen and puffy, and I would feel tired. So I don't have a doctor that's saying you're diabetic, but I had to say, like, I notice a pattern when I eat like these items. And then some people say, well, bananas are really healthy and they got a lot of potassium in them. For me, bananas don't work. They're high in sugar, they're high in carbs, and while they do have the potassium, for me, we're not compatible. right? So like you also got to look at when you're looking for a relationship, well, certain things seem attainable for other people. If your experience has been one of abuse and trauma, there's going to be things that you're going to want to look for to make sure that that person is compatible with you. And this is like not making excuses. Because there's some people that, you know what, they can tolerate certain things in a relationship, but because what you've been through, it's not going to work for you. And if they want to make excuses and they can tolerate whatever that is, you know there's something that you can't deal with, but at the same time, it doesn't feel safe to say no. So that's not time to be in a relationship. That would be a time to work on myself and define my boundaries and build my confidence in order to get comfortable with my communication style and being able to say no. I'd also want to make sure before going into a relationship that I have my financial foundation that is strong. And if I don't have this, then I'm not looking for a relationship, because that's going to make you settle for men that you would normally wouldn't settle for. So you want to get yourself into a headspace where it says, you know, when you feel like you're being drawn to someone, ask yourself, what is drawing me to that person? And what do I not, like, do I do a checklist? Do I have these things? You know, these are checking goals. Do I have these things in place in order to be successful? So if I don't have my finances in check and I don't have my health balance, and I don't even know what food I'm eating, I'm just like randomly eating food and hope. It's like literally without numbers and without like the painful truth of a situation, you're literally closing your eyes and just throwing a dartboard or a dart at the board, hoping to get a bullseye. And that's delusion. That's delusion, okay? And sometimes we can be in denial that we are in delusion because we want what we want when we want it. And even though you have experienced a lot of pain in your life and you have been used and abused, that still doesn't say that the universe doesn't gift you, you know, miracles in life for things to come easy for you just because you've experienced these things. It makes it more challenging, but you still are required to do the work. And you still, you know, you don't just lose weight because you've been through, you know, tough times. We still have to do the work. And unfortunately, that work feels extra because if you've had a painful childhood that leads into a painful adult lifestyle, then now you're like, wow, like I had to deal with this as a child, as a teenager, as an adult, like, you know, cycles of pain. And now I'm trying to like rebuild my life, and now I have to do more work. Yes, unfortunately, yes. But there's ways to try to make that work for you. And also it's important to uh, look at different things. And when you can start seeing these lessons as blessings, that helps you look at these things as like, this is beneficial for me, and now it doesn't feel like work. And that's how you transition and move forward, doing the things that are beneficial for you and that are going to get you to those levels of success. And then when you start doing some of these things, when you start building boundaries with other people, you bring back your energy. And when you start setting boundaries with yourself, called discipline, then you also start bringing back your energy, because now you know, I have to eat like this if I want to get here. You know, I can't keep being very casual with my eating habits. I can't be casual with my exercise if I want to reach that goal. And sometimes, you know, while there are some health issues, you know, involved, you know, because of the abuse you've experienced and because of the harsh past, sometimes those can really confuse like the results that we're getting and why. And so while it is woven within there, we also have to acknowledge where, you know what, I haven't been consistent. Why haven't I been consistent? You know, I'm feeling some sort of way. Maybe I'm still recovering. Maybe I'm needing rest. You know, acknowledging I'm not okay yet to do this, to reach this goal. Like I haven't recovered, you know, myself, the clarity that I need in order to release the past. Maybe I haven't released the emotions, and that's holding me down. So when you learn to say I'm not okay and give yourself permission to not be okay, that sounds weird. You allow yourself to go in and heal. And you say, this is a time for me to heal and release and recover, and then I can start doing some of these things. Because some people are like, you feel like they're banging their head, like I've tried all these things, and you know, I buy all these different workout videos, and I download all these workout videos, and it doesn't matter what workout video you got. It's not about the workout video. It's about like things, painful truths you're not willing to acknowledge. It's about belief systems that you've taken on that are not for you. And when you get stuck and you get in the mud and depressed, that's what's needing to be realigned, is how you think about yourself, how you think about life. how you live your life, and you know, become aware of how you've been living a life that is out of alignment with you. And why are you so tired? Like, that's why. Why are you have no money? That's why. So these are things that you just need to change before you can move forward. So you've been, you know, working on that hamster wheel, you're like, I'm exhausted. It's time to jump off that hamster wheel. Give yourself a chance to release and recover, and then move forward. And that's when you can start bringing in some of these this consistency with some of your good habits, but you need to be able to release those bad habits. And when we release those bad habits, it's bringing up pain. You know, we're holding on to these bad habits so, you know, harshly, because we don't want to let go of them, because that's the only way we can control our life. And so when you learn how to control other aspects, you can release these areas of control that are actually hurting you instead of helping you. Okay, so if you're interested in learning more about this, be sure to like and subscribe, and in order for more content, to find out how you can move from survival mode and lack into more thriving and abundance and prosperity. Thanks for watching, and take care.